Hello, gossipers. So, we have some breaking news. So, this took place back in October 2024 when he had to cancel his North American and European tour dates to focus on his physical health. Now, it's been said that he had a stroke and that the doctors found a hole in his heart. So, what we need to know is that Donald Glover, who performs under his Childish Gambino moniker, opened up about the health issues that led him to canceling the remainder of his new world tour last year. Along with finding out he had suffered a stroke during the tour, Glover also revealed that they found a hole in his heart. During a November 22nd performance at Tyler the Creator's Camp Flogron, the 42-year-old musician who performs under the name Childish Gambino moniker shed some light on the ailment that forced him to cancel the remainder of his new world tour last year. I had a really bad pain in my head in Louisiana, and I did the show anyway, Glover explained on stage per clips shared to social media. I couldn't really see well, so when we went to Houston, I went to the hospital, and the doctor was like, "You had a stroke." Wow, 42. Wow, wow. Okay. The first thing I thought was like, oh, here I am still copying Jamie Foxx, he quipped, referring to the Blame It Singer 2023 near fatal stroke. That's really like the second thing. The first thing was like, I'm letting everybody down, Glover continued. So if you don't remember, in 2023, Jamie Foxx, he went missing for a while. And people were like, what's going on with Jamie? And when he started coming out slowly, people were like, oh, it's a clone, this and that. And, people said it, but he did not confirm it. And then he started giving hints, and people were like, oh, yes. But it's not until he did his comedy special where he did tell exactly what happened. And same like Childish Gambino, a headache. And, he said he asked for an Advil, I think, from a friend. He passed out, wake up in the hospital. So let's get back to Danny Glover. Donald Glover, I should say. Not long after finding out he had suffered a stroke, the community actor broke his foot, which led to another concerning medical discovery. What? They found a hole in my heart. So I had this surgery and then I had to have another surgery, Glover continued on stage. They say everybody has two lives and the second life starts when you realize you have one. You should be living your life how you want. If you have to do this again, it can only get better. Back in 2024, Glover postponed the remaining North American dates of the New World Tour to focus on his physical health for a few weeks. The following month, however, he was forced to cancel the dates altogether due to his ongoing health issues. He said that after my show in New Orleans, I went to the hospital in Houston to make sure of an ailment that had become apparent, he wrote in a since deleted statement shared to his social media. After being assessed, it became clear I would not perform that night, and after more tests, I could not perform the rest of the US tour in time. In the time act, sorry, as I now as of now, I have surgery scheduled and need time to heal. So he did come out and say that he had to cancel. He did not specify why he had to cancel, but now we know why it was. And yes, a stroke and then a broken leg and a hold in his heart. So sometimes, you look at situations like this and you're like, what's going on? What happened? What wasn't he taking care of his health? Is it like hereditary? Was he not exercising, eating well? Stuff just comes to your mind, especially a 42-year-old young man. And from the outside, for us, well, I don't follow him, so I don't know what he eats or stuff, but it's like you're thinking, well, people in Hollywood, they're always fit and, eating properly and, all veggies and vegans and, stuff like that. But again, it could be hereditary or just something. And then to finally see that you have a hole in your heart. I remember when my cousin was born, he had a hole in his heart, but eventually it closed. So for Donald, I wonder, how often does he go to the doctor? Does he get his yearly checkup? Like for me personally, my checkup is like every 6 months. I should say every 4 to 6 months. My doctor, yeah, she says, at least 3 times a year, come see her. And I do that. But then, you have situation where people go in, they get a clean bill of health, and the next thing you hear, the person just suddenly passes away, and you're like, but he went to the doctor like last week or 2 days ago. You just don't know. And like he said, you only have that one life. You only have that one life to live. He said that my path to recovery is something I need to confront seriously, he continued. With that said, we have made the difficult decision to cancel the remainder of the North American tour date and the UK and European dates. So that's the reason why we're getting confirmation now from him saying that's what happened to him and that's why he had to cancel. Anyways, gossipers, what are your thoughts? And as always, please like, share, subscribe. Social media is growing, YouTube is growing, and we need our members to spread this channel, get the word out, like, share, subscribe, and as always, thank you for watching and listening.